How well can you spot your own green flags and red flags? We usually think of other people when we think of that concept, right? We can see when someone else is presenting a red flag to us, and that's our signal that that's a no-go zone for us. Or we appreciate the green flags in people and we're like, "Yes, please more. That's awesome." But do we know that about ourselves? And to what extent? And I'm not talking about like the green flags or red flags that other people would say about us, like, "Oh, she's a great cook." Green flag. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones within ourselves, deep within, that guide us in our everyday life. So, for example, a red flag for me is when I start to compare myself to other people. I don't feel good when I do that. I drop really low. I go into self doubt. It brings me all kinds of stress. Definite red flag for me. And now that I know this about myself and I can see that red flag go up, because even though this doesn't serve me well, you better believe I compare myself to people all the time. But now I understand that this does not work for me. It is a red flag. And so I can walk it back, step down from it, and don't allow myself to do it, or at least notice when I am and put an end to it. Just like you would if you were around somebody else that was presenting a red flag that was a hard no for you. You would do the same thing for yourself as you would to them. So you can put a stop to the behaviors that are attached to your red flags. But then also your green flags. Do you know those? Because sometimes those are actually harder to notice about ourselves, because we're like, "Oh, I don't know, is that actually good or not good?" And I don't really think of that as being a green flag because it's just something I do all the time. So, like, for an example, a green flag for me is I am very good at being in the present moment. I can go with the flow. I can adapt to change that comes my way. Sometimes I even seek it out because I might get a little bored with the same thing over and over. But ultimately, I can allow myself to settle in to my present moment and focus on that. And that's when I know I feel my most calm. That's when I'm at peace. That's when I'm more relaxed. And then guess what? Other people are drawn to me because I am living in my green flags, and that's what I present to other people. They might not see it. They might not notice that, like, "Oh, being in the present moment is Elle's green flag," because we're so used to thinking of those flags as more outward behaviors, but they can feel the energy within me when I'm at peace with myself and going about life in a way that is most natural for me. So, if you know those green flags and those red flags, that can really help you live your life in a way that works for you and others. And it's just a really good way to put like a tangible notice to it. And if you struggle with that, that is something that I can help you with in terms of going through your strengths, because for me, those have served as my greatest indications of my red flags and my green flags, especially like I said before, those green ones. I never would have thought of those things as green flags. But now that I realize that they are gifts of mine that not everybody else lives with and can do, and so that's what makes me unique, then I view them a little bit differently and I can lean into them. And boy, have I noticed a difference in myself.